Hey, Boss Squad. Hey, Kame House guest. It's Aaron. I'm just giving you a little setup before we get into the interview proper to sort of explain the opening. If you didn't hear the last episode, this interview that we have with Tomas and Sebastian, it was supposed to be a part of an actual episode. This was only supposed to go for about 5-10 minutes, but it went way longer than that because they're really good dudes, and we had a blast talking to them. So the beginning is supposed to be like one of our classic commercials that we do. Talking about the episode A Taste of Destiny, where Goku goes down in the ice cave to try and find the super sacred water. This is why this all takes place in a cave, theater of the mind style. So that's just so you know why we start this interview in a very weird way. And with that out of the way, please enjoy the interview.
Oh, Aaron, it's so cold.
It's freezing. It's as if we're farther north than we normally are.
I mean, I thought we were just watching Goku go through that ice maze, and now I feel like we've stepped into one of our own.
Yeah. Well, let's just turn around this corridor. I'm sure something will be helpful there.
It's Drake.
Oh no, Alanis Morissette.
Aaron, I smell the heavy scent of gravy and cheese curds on fried potatoes. I believe they call that poutine.
I see there's a delicious coffee and donuts without the pretentious green and white.
Aaron, I'm actually feeling quite at ease now.
Yeah, very relaxed.
Yeah. It seems like, I see two really nice people over there. Let's go talk to them.
I see two great guys. Let's walk over. But
they got killer t-shirts on.
Yeah.
How's it going, eh?
Hello, gentlemen.
Lost?
Hi. Yeah, we're a little lost. We lost our podcast, and we're trying to find it. But I don't know. I see y'all have mics set up, so we can talk. So we know what that means. We can talk to y'all for a while.
Yeah. We'd love to talk to other people with microphones. It makes us feel more at ease.
Well, welcome to Canada. It's lovely up here. You know, only slightly below freezing. Lots of warm Timmies everywhere.
Ooh, warm Timmies. I've never heard it called that before.
Yeah.
Is that a Tim Hortons?
Yes. That would be a Timmy's location.
Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna read this plaque that you have here on your table. We're talking to Sebastian and Tomas from Katana Sakana, an amazing t-shirt company. We actually, the reason they're so friendly is because we met them before at Anime NYC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these large coats is why we didn't recognize them right off the bat.
Oh no, we're used to it up here, man. We're in Hawaiian t-shirts and board shorts, some flip flops.
You're both sweating.
Yeah, you guys look hot.
Gonna go make a snow angel outside.
Ooh. Well, before that, got a few questions for you. First of all, y'all want to just introduce yourselves properly to the audience?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Tomas, and we're, Katana Sakana. We make anime-inspired shirts. And actually, speaking of anime in New York City, when we drove down there in November, it was the first real blizzard of the year. It was quite funny because we were commenting on the way back, like, there must have been 30-something accidents the minute we crossed the border. Like,
oh, geez.
Oh, wow.
Like a zombie apocalypse Canadian version.
Yeah. We're like, man, like, we drive in snow all the day up here. But, like, the minute the snowstorm hit New Jersey or New York, it was like, oh, man, everybody just gave up. Just gonna sit on the side of the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in New Jersey, the drivers, they give up very easy. They either yell or they give up.
Yeah, it was a heck of a drive. I think it actually took us like 12 hours to get down there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should have taken 8.
But then we met you guys there, and it was awesome. So I'm actually from Kingston, which is like 3 hours away from Toronto. But we're actually, Sebastian and I grew up together in Kingston, and then we both moved to Toronto, lived together for many years. And one day, the two of us were just sitting around making jokes and being idiots. And we're like, man, you know what I miss? Like having clothing from like shows that I like Dragon Ball, Cowboy Bebop, FLCL. It's like, I can never find something that I'd actually feel, confident wearing in public and wouldn't be embarrassing. Like, we should make them. And then that was a few years ago, and we started making our own shirts. I'll let Seb do a bit of a intro about himself.
Yeah, I think you kind of said everything that needs to be said about me. But yeah, we just one day, I think I came home. It was in the summer too. It was actually less than a few years ago. It was a year and a half ago now, like exactly a year and a half. Came home one summer day too, and it was super fucking hot. And obviously, super hot weather calls for super awesome subtle t-shirts. And I was just like, you know what, Tomas, let's just do it. We had this idea, this like crackpot idea. Let's just do it. Let's just draw something. And the first several, maybe dozen designs are probably shit.
Yeah, I still have some of the pictures saved on my computer, man.
Yeah,
this would look good. And then we put it on. I remember the first one we tried was Cowboy Bebop with like a saxophone in space, and we're like, yeah, that'll look so cool. And then we put it on a shirt, and we're like, man, it's like space jazz. It's just so fucking stupid.
kind of reminded us of like just like some gorilla in space meme or something at the time, like something that was floating around. It just wasn't a good idea. I think there were some designs that ended up looking a little phallic, some designs that ended up just being too abstract. So there's a lot that kind of hit the floor.
Well, the first real one that made it through was actually the Rasengan. It was a fun process.
Yeah, I think Naruto, Dragon Ball Z were some of our first, and probably still our most popular designs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently rocking the Saiyan capsule shirt right now. And yeah, it's quality of the shirt, fantastic. It's very soft on my supple skin. And then I love having just like very small, minimalist anime stuff to wear. Like I have a red ribbon hat that always gets talked about. And this shirt is also one of those things where if I wear it, everybody who sees it kind of like looks and then like give it a little head nod. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. It's a Saiyan capsule. You could say it. You could come out and be out loud about your love for anime. And I think that's what these shirts can really do that. Like I'm looking at the Rasengan shirt right now, and I'm mad that I don't have it because it's simple, it's cool, it's Naruto's best technique. I mean, what more could I want? So
actually, when we first started, I think our very first catchphrase, which has since died, but it was anime shirts you won't be ashamed to bring home to
y'all are the anime t-shirt company I've been looking for.
This is true.
All my life.
Yeah, that's exactly the idea you had. Like you said, it is sort of, if you know the show, you'd recognize it right away. And if not, you just think like, cool design. Like that's kind of our shit test for any shirt is it needs to kind of meet that criteria before we'll put it up.
Perfect.
How did y'all first get introduced to anime?
That goes back quite a while. Probably like, I don't know, since we were 10 maybe. I think around
Shonen Jump, maybe.
Yeah, it kind of started with Shonen Jump and the like English release of it. It was like I think it was bi-weekly or monthly. I think monthly. It was a monthly like magazine subscription. I'm sure you had it in the US.
Did you guys growing up?
Not me. I think I was probably just introduced to anime when I stayed up a little too late and ended up watching Toonami, and probably Rurouni Kenshin or something came on, and I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And then I just kept watching and found more stuff.
Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin, that brings me back because like I think that was the early day. I think when that was kind of airing too. I remember I can't remember the website, but I remember that I still had dial-up internet at home. This is like before kind of high speed. So like there's no fucking way I could watch it. I have to buffer the thing for, a week in order to watch 5 minutes of the episode.
Right.
So I'd like go to school, which had a DSL connection. So I could actually load an episode in a decent amount of time, 10 minutes to watch the first 5 minutes of an episode.
Of course.
Watch Rurouni Kenshin. It was like mind blowing at the time too. This was this is of course dubbed as well. This wasn't in the original Japanese, the superior Japanese, but but yeah, it was like that early. I can't remember the name of that website, but that and Shonen Jump, which first introduced us to like Naruto, DBZ, Yu-Gi-Oh. There was Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm drawing a blank.
There was some that kind of died out. I'm not sure if you get like Shaman King.
Shaman King, that's it. That's what I mean.
Wait, Aaron, are you familiar with Shaman King?
I remember. I was not a reader of Shonen Jump, but my buddy who had more money than me at the time and helped me get more into anime. He was reading it for a bit. I just remember the covers like Shaman King. I'm like, okay, cool.
Cool.
Like they would release this monthly magazine of all Viz, I think it was Viz, and they would it would mail to you directly to your house. So you just sign up for a yearly subscription and you'd get like every month, you eagerly await the next volume. And, you know, they always had One Piece in it, I think, and Naruto were the two flagship ones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, One Piece makes sense. That show is almost at 1,000 episodes or something like that.
Something ridiculous.
And the creator is like, yeah, no, this is exactly how I planned it out. I wanted it to go this long. There's still a lot more to get to. And I was just like, good luck.
It was good. It was a good time. I don't even know if Shonen Jump still exists.
No, I think it ended, but like I remember it being like, you know, my reason to live. It was like that one time of the month. And then of course you get it. You wait a month for it and you get it and you read it in, 10 minutes.
Then you just sit
Manga
pondering.
is like all image, like zero text, or the text is like exclamation marks.
Mm-hmm. So that, like, going off of that, what shows or movies were like the first big influences for you? I mean, you guys talk about Dragon Ball and Naruto, but maybe like some of the other ones that you guys kind of fell into or were less of what's the word for it? Less, not stereotypical, but less prototypical, I guess, of like the anime genre and things like that. That like kind of inspired you to make shirts based off of them.
Yeah, I'll go first. My favorite anime of all time, I watch it like once a year, is Cowboy Bebop. It was really the first one for me that really like left a lasting influence. I feel like there was a period of time, sort of in maybe like the mid to late 90s, where the collection of anime that people watched was pretty narrow. You had like Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Evangelion, the mainstream flagships like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto. But, and then eventually you'd work your way into FLCL maybe or Hellsing. But it was a pretty niche community. And anybody else that watched anime had seen all of the same shows around that time. But now it's changed a lot, right? Like, when we were at this convention, people come up and like, hey, do you have a shirt from, Ancient Magus Bride? And we're like,
Goblin Slayer.
Like, I don't even know what that show is, man. You'd be like, oh, it's really good. It's about this like young girl that gets seduced by this 300-year-old vampire. And you'd be like, oh yeah, check that out.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah. But I think for me anyway, it's Cowboy Bebop. And we have two shirts from Cowboy Bebop. The Swordfish Rose, which is the sort of Cowboy Bebop, or Spike Spiegel's mono racer, kind of coming from a rose, because he gives Julia a rose at the end. Mm-hmm. Petals fall. And then we also have the bang one, the little last scene where Spike points to the camera and goes bang, and it's unclear what happens. There's actually a TV channel here that we watch as kids called YTV. When it shut down, the host at the very last episode, he did the exact same thing at the camera and went bang. No one really got the reference.
That's kind of cool.
Canada's anime as hell.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody watching the show knew what it was, but later on it was, people will rewatch it like, oh snap, he's making a Cowboy Bebop reference like on live television.
That's pretty sick. That'd be like if at the end of Comedy Bang Bang, Scott Aukerman like turned and put on the Hokage hat or something like that, for me at least, because Scott is my Hokage of comedy, but that's it.
Yeah, for me, like one of the not lesser known, it's pretty famous, but like I remember early on, one of my first memories of like real anime was Ninja Scroll. I don't know if you Ninja Scroll. But it was like, pretty groundbreaking at the time, and still is like highly influential, influenced the Matrix and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But like it sticks with me because I remember there's like an old video rental store chain in Canada called Jumbo Video. I don't know, Tomas, you probably remember it, Jumbo Video. Anyways, it's gone now. But it sticks in my mind in particular because that was a time too, and this is like late 90s, where video rental stores still had like, adult sections. Right. And so and this particular video store had an adult anime section. It's like now popularly known as hentai. But before that, it was just like adult animation from Japan or something along those lines. And I remember this particular video was like, it was the anime section, it was like the regular anime section was right beside the adult anime section. And I remember just looking through all the regular anime, finding Ninja Scroll. But then, of course, glancing over at the section right beside it, which was adult animation. And this has nothing to do with Ninja Scroll, but I remember there being like tags on those adult animation. This was also VHS cassette tapes of just like notices to wash the video, make sure the video was clean before you return it.
Oh no.
And that just had nothing to do with Ninja Scroll, but it always stuck with me. And that was like one of my first earliest anime from childhood, was to wash the cassette before you return it.
That's hardcore.
And it's like, it just brings, like, when we went to Anime NYC, we saw some pretty questionable things too. And it always brings up those memories. Like, waifu pillows is one thing, but seeing like hentai collage hoodies and stuff like that was
some bold folks.
Yeah, we noticed that as well. And it's not just in those spaces. I think New York is a hotbed for like new fashion trends, and there are pockets of the New York community that you can see on a regular basis on your way to work rocking those kind of hoodies. And it's strange. It's just strange. I'm not knocking their style. Like, if that's your style, it's your style.
Art.
But yes, it's art in a way. Because like there are hoodies with like supermodels on them, or like adult film stars and stuff like that. So why not? But it's still like a couple avenues.
Reasons, but
you know what I'm saying.
Vince, what's underneath that?
Okay.
Capsule shirt.
Underneath my Saiyan capsule shirt, it's a different kind of capsule, if you know what I mean.
Boy,
I don't. I hope you guys don't either.
So speaking of Saiyans, we're y'all watch the episode. We're at the point where young Goku is looking for the sacred water. He's down in an ice cave. He's tempted by ghosts and or clones, apparitions of his friends and family. So for y'all, what would get you to go into an ice cave? What sacred item?
Mm-hmm. Like if there's a divine something, what would it be?
Like Divine Timmy's in there, maybe?
Divine Timmy's.
Yeah. It usually draws Canadians. Like, we'll weather a blizzard, a storm, if there's a chance of Timbits, which is a small donut. Small spherical donut.
They are delicious.
And coffee. It's not great coffee, but it's Timmy's coffee.
So there would be like divine Timmy's coffee and divine Timbits.
Yeah, so like, I mean, Goku's reaction, I don't mean to skip ahead, but Goku's reaction at drinking the divine water and Yajirobe's action at drinking the divine water is very similar to the reaction of drinking a Tim Hortons coffee here. It's remarkably similar.
So there's just some guy standing there being like, "It's poison, don't drink it, man."
Yeah, usually the cashier. There's some guy shrouded in darkness in the back, the baker, just being like, "Drink it and you will be stronger.
It'll help you weather the blizzard.
You'll get through this day."
Yeah.
A bunch of Canadians just being like, "I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway."
It's $2.99. It's $2.19, but also you have to say this. You have to say you're going to do it anyway. That's your verbal release.
So is it Timmy's for both of you guys, or?
I don't know. It's sort of like what we do every day to get a coffee anyway, right? You got to venture outside.
Okay.
Cave.
I think we've gotten a bit snobbier as we've gotten older, so go for the more expensive coffees.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that right now. I'm drinking a like $4 Americano.
Ooh. See, we've got our coffee up there. Take that.
Do you guys Canadiano down there? Or?
Yeah, we do have Canadiano coffee.
Yeah,
it's very nice, very polite.
It's always iced.
It's always iced, and it's always very sorry. All the cups have "sorry about that" on them. So you guys have been friends for a long time. When was like the first time you met each other, and was there like that moment where you were just like, you want to do karate in the garage? Yup. And then it was like over. Tomas and Sebastian are a friendship item.
Honestly, it's karate in the garage, probably not too far away from the truth, but I think we actually originally bonded over Beyblades or something like that.
Okay. Whoa. I love that. You guys were letting it rip.
Beyblades, I kind of.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, okay, we would have met in like grade 7, maybe.
I think it was before 5 or 6.
Yeah, and we were like the kids on the playground. Everyone else was running around and playing basketball or soccer. And like, man, let it rip. Let's go play Beyblades in the corner. Like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That was another thing we played a lot. Here, and there was always some like 30-year-old dude who had like all the best cards and just spent all his money on it.
Just owning the 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Hey, it happens. It definitely happens. So with Yu-Gi-Oh, what was your best card that you remember having?
Oh man, I had a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Woo.
Classic.
That I got from a Shonen Jump issue. It came in the mail.
What?
Now that's awesome.
Yeah, they used to give cards, and I had they used to give like a signature edition once a year. Would come with like a card in it. I was cleaning out my house recently, just to get rid of some stuff, and I found it, and I left it in the packaging and kept it, thinking it'd be more valuable one. I don't think it's worth it.
That's unfortunate. I did the same thing for Pokemon cards. Like, scoured the earth for holographic Charizard, and I still have like all of my holographics in a binder under my bed back at my childhood home, and I have my parents on strict rules. I was like, you can throw away whatever you want except for this binder.
It's going to be worth a lot one day.
Yeah.
It's like, one day you'll see.
Baby pictures out the door.
Yeah. I was like, I don't need my baby pictures. You could throw my old bike away. You could throw everything in my room away. Just keep that binder. And my Beanie Babies. Keep those too.
I don't know. Like, have they gone up in price? Like, are they worth anything yet? They still
The cards?
Yeah.
I think at the height of those things being valuable, I think the holographic Charizard was like the grand is the card Dandal cards. I remember that being like $50 maybe, but that was it. It's like I'll get $50. Be able to do whatever I want.
That was all the money in the world, like $50 for one card.
Yeah, I'll spend all my allowance on booster packs.
Except when you wanted to actually sell it, a dealer would give you like 10 cents on the dollar kind of thing. It's like, it's $50. The magazines, the valuation magazine says it right here. It's like, yeah, I'll give it to you I'll take $1. It has $1 sound.
Or going into a comic book shop and it's like a trade day, so everybody's got their cards out and just like, what do you got? What do you got? But this business that you guys started, Katana and Sakana, it first, like, when you guys said you've been doing it for how long, and like when it first started, what were some of like the big hurdles of getting like word out there and all that kind of stuff? Could you like tell us some of that?
Yeah, sure. So, well, it started like I think probably about a year and a half ago, maybe.
Yeah, summer 2017.
And I think our first biggest hurdle was picking a name. It's hard to find a domain that's like not taken. Probably have experienced that too. Like
.cas are a little more free, but .coms are they're all eaten up.
That's premium domain territory. Actually, we landed on the name we have now, which very few people ask about. It's actually based sort of on Cowboy Bebop. We were laughing one day at the gym. We're like, man, if you don't really know Japanese, which you know a little bit, you might think swordfish is literally the words for sword and fish, which is Katana Sakana. And we're like, oh man, that's kind of funny. Like a weeb would totally think that's how you say swordfish. And then we're like, yeah, it's kind of catchy. And we were like idiots. And then we checked the domain was available, and it was. I was like, all right, let's buy it. It's alliterative. It sounds kind of nice. So we bought it, and ever since then, that's been the name. It's also casually a reference to the swordfish, which is Cowboy Bebop monoracer that Spike drives around. So.
And like through this process, and you guys have been selling shirts for a while, like when did you feel like you're like, yeah, this is a real thing. This is like a real business. We're like really doing it. Because I think we had that realization as a podcast. I think when we first got our first like listener email, and it was from somebody that was like super far away, and talked about how they ride their bike to work every day. Were listening along with us, and it was like really early on, and we were like, "Oh, this is actually people are actually enjoying what we're making." When did you guys have that kind of first experience? I wonder, just because we have a similar kind of theme going with anime, but we're in different mediums. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, Tomas, maybe you have a different opinion, but I think it was the first sale that we got outside of pity sales. So like with any kind of startup, certainly retail, the first little while is pity sales. Let's be honest. It's like friends, family, friends of friends, employees.
My mom bought a shirt.
Our moms bought shirts, right? Like my mom doesn't even know what anime is. Can't pronounce anime. Like you love the anime. But I think it was the first sale we got outside of pity sales from like someone somewhere in the US actually. I think it was somewhere in the US. But I remember that day because that was the day that I think we actually moved out of the apartment. Like we both found separate apartments because we were roommates before. And then that was the day of moving, we got our first sale. And we're like, holy shit. Like someone actually wants our shirt out of pity,
Well,
That's awesome.
Yeah, when we first started, we came up with 10, 12 designs, like just, we came up with a lot more, but the 10, 12 we decided to print. And we ordered 100 shirts of, standard distribution of t-shirts. And we got this massive box in our place. And we're like, okay, cool. I guess now we got to try selling them. And for a while we sold to friends and family. Some of those first designs we still have them. They're never going to sell. We don't know what we're thinking. But the first sale we got was, to someone we had no contact with. They just found our site. I actually think when we were at Anime New York City was when I really thought we were sort of like...
Anime North, too, was a bit of a test.
Yeah, we went to a smaller convention up here, and people would actually come to our table and really want to buy stuff. And that's where you kind of were like, oh, actually, I guess this thing that we think is kind of cool actually resonates with other people. And it's very different seeing that in person than getting sales online.
I'm, I think, a bit newer to the convention scene, and your guys' table was really jumping. It seemed like all day at Anime NYC. But yeah, we've traveled to different, a couple of smaller conventions, and I'm all about it because it's such a cool celebration of the thing that we all like, and everybody's just being really cool to each other about it, and sharing their experiences and things like that. So, I think that's awesome. That's really great.
Yeah, Anime New York City was pretty cool. We actually had some guy came up to our table and was like, I saw you guys online. We're like, what? Really? He's like, yeah. Apparently, in April of this year, there was a Reddit thread about subtle anime t-shirts. And the top voted comment was some guy we had no contact with saying, I really like these guys' shirts, and linked to our website. And a bunch of people upvoted it, commented on it. We had no idea. And then come November, somebody was like, yeah, here, he showed me on his phone the saved Reddit thread. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Someone out there referred somebody else to us, and a bunch of people agreed and went to our site.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So speaking of business, there's an ulterior motive of us getting lost in the Sides Cave and meeting you here.
Right. Of course.
Look, let's pull it out. Vince, if you have part 2, I'll pull up part 1.
Gotcha.
All right. We have a large list of anime t-shirt ideas that we'd like to pitch to you. So if you just want, pick an anime y'all are wanting to make more shirts of, and
we've definitely got an idea here in this massive list. Yeah. It's many pages.
I'll throw you guys a low ball to start, maybe Sword Art Online.
Okay, Sword Art Online. Aaron,
to refresh my memory on this, but I definitely know it. It's where
I got it, Aaron. It's where a sword. It's one of those body switch animes where a teenage girl dies and gets reincarnated into a sword that's making Tumblr art online, right?
Pretty close. Yeah, pretty close.
So we have
better.
We have a really great T-shirt for that. It's a sword dipped in paint, sitting on top of a computer.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
paint, like, I mean, just again, Vince is underselling this. It's the paint is like, it is messy. It is paint everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a handprint on the screen.
Yeah,
You can make it, you make it like an old PC with, to make it vapor wavy and aesthetic.
Yeah. One of those old MacBooks, but it has like the colored Mac desktop. You guys remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody knows what those look like still.
Bar colored with the white Apple logo in there.
So, all right, so Aaron, I think that's our first one sold. All right, we'll take.
Yeah, we'll mark that as sold. Yeah.
We'll put that on. We'll wear that proudly at the anime convention.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, you kind of just perfectly described my own computer. It's kind of old and dripping with some kind of substance.
You just take a picture of that. We've reduced your production time.
Exactly.
And honestly, I know that might be a bit, highbrow, a little esoteric. So on the back of the shirt, you just put "Get it?" ? And then smaller font parentheses. It's Sword Art Online.
Yeah. So that for us, all of our T-shirts have that on the back. It's like, "Get it?" Then in small parentheses, it's whatever the title of the show is.
It's part of the Kame House Party signature collection.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a collection. This is like when Diddy goes to Gucci and is like, "I want to make pants."
And on the butt, it says "Get it?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Pants.
Yeah, it says "Get it," and then in smaller parentheses, it's like Ciroc Platinum. Done.
There's a lot of synergy here. I'm loving it. Keep the animes coming.
Yeah. What else you got?
I was gonna go for a newer one, a Goblin Slayer.
All right, Vince, I got this.
Okay, Aaron, take it away.
I've been watching the Gobbo Slayer. So look, he's a tough guy. He just loves killing goblins. So what you do is you put
Aaron, do you need
it's deep in the notes. No, it's deep in the notes. I got
keep
it.
in the notes? All right. Yeah.
All right. So it's a picture of a goblin. He has a sign. He's holding up a sign a la Wile E. Coyote that says "Help." In Goblin, though. So for the true fans, they'll know. And then jumping on top of him is Goblin Slayer, but he's shaped like an anvil, and you just see his mask, his helmet that he's wearing. And it's him still in a helmet as an anvil, winking and giving a thumbs up.
And then, of course, on the back, "Get it?" All parentheses. Goblin
Slayer, season 1, episode 3.
Yeah. Well, if you want, we can get that into it for the specific references.
Get the first episode. Season 1, episode 1 is not.
Yeah.
And then because I got a good brainwave going, and like right now I'm thinking like to go along with that shirt for Goblin Slayer, like Into the Spider-Verse just came out. So how about this? It's a picture of Norman Osborn with a sword through his chest, and Peter Parker, who's not in a spider suit. And like Norman's not in a Green Goblin suit. He's just like dressed like Norman Osborn.
So how do we know that they're Norman Osborn and Peter Parker? They're both just like normal white guys.
I'm glad you asked, because for this particular shirt, just because it's like a tie-in shirt, like I've already talked to Sony, they want this shirt made. At the bottom, it's got like in really small parentheses underneath like them. It's like, "This is Spider-Man, get it?" And then underneath Norman, it's like, "This is Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, aka the Hobgoblin in the Stupendous Spider-Man series."
Plus, if anyone doesn't get it, you can always just be like, check out the back of the shirt.
Exactly. I think we're vibing really good. So give us another one.
Oh, another anime. What's something I've watched recently? We've been trying to do more movies. So maybe I'll give you guys a movie. How about Ninja Scroll?
All right.
Okay.
Look, here's what it is, folks. It's Naruto. He's on his laptop. I'm sorry, he's on his desktop.
Of course.
He's a hardcore PC gamer, but he's just scrolling through Tumblr.
Yeah.
And the shirt's a GIF.
The shirt is a GIF. It's one of those small LED panels, and it moves.
And on the back, it It still says get it on the back, but another parenthesis says, I don't think you quite do because it's kind of a pun. And then it's a paragraph explaining it. It's paragraph of the pitch I just gave.
And then at the bottom of that paragraph, it says, believe it.
You casual.
Yeah. That's actually the word balloon from Naruto. He goes, casual. Norming.
I'd wear a shirt of a ninja just scrolling through some Tumblr.
Yeah. And like, if you guys want to do variants, you maybe one is Naruto, the next is Kakashi. You know, you just go through the whole rung of Naruto ninjas, and they're just scrolling,
just like scrolling through RedTube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's Jiraiya's version. Jiraiya is scrolling through RedTube.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Kakashi's on some fanfic, you know.
Yes.
Harry Potter erotic.
I mean, that's like 4 t-shirts sold right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's 4 t-shirts sold. I guess our consulting fee, what did we discuss, Aaron? Like $6,000 a shirt?
I mean, it's a percentage. It's a high percentage. We can talk numbers afterwards.
Do you take Canadian Tire dollars? It's a department store here.
Yeah. Tire dollars.
Only accept loonies or toonies.
Yeah. We like loonies and toonies. We'll also take OVO stock, and I would like a Kawhi Leonard jersey, please.
We'll bring down a big thing at Tim Hortons Timmy's and some battery acid for you guys. Coffee.
Sick.
Ooh. We're great businessmen. Sounds like a deal, sir.
Aaron, I think we just did a business.
We did a business all over this place.
We're going to be there again next NYC. So I hope you guys are going to come by too.
Ooh,
I guess we got it now.
Yeah, now we have to, because we gotta sit there and watch our shirts make you money.
Yeah.
We're rethinking some things about what we're gonna do next year, so it should be fun.
All right, so you heard it here first.
Yeah, first announcement. This is the first booth.
First
at
quarter
NYC
announcement
is gonna be Katana and Sakana. So get ready for that, all you listeners out there, and get ready for us to go over there and buy t-shirts from them.
Yeah. We talk about shirts like crazy. Where can the good folks go to purchase these shirts?
Well, when we're not at the convention, just go on our website, which is katanasakana.com, and everything's on there. We're trying to put more content on there on our blog about stuff that we've done and things we're thinking about. And we really appreciate when people reach out, similar to you guys and the dude who, listens to you every day in the morning. People reach out and tell us, hey, I'd really like a shirt like this or something for a friend. And often that's kind of what drives us to decide where we're going to go next.
That's awesome. So yell at them. And where are y'all at on social sites?
Instagram, give us a call out. We're both kind of like social media illiterate, sadly. I think our handle is Katana Sakana. Luckily, the name was not super popular.
Hey, that's half the battle, is getting that name out there, getting that at right. You got to get that at right.
I think other than Instagram, that's really it. We have like a Twitter and a Facebook, but I feel like they're kind of got in the way of the MySpace.
For you listeners, we're going to be doing a giveaway in conjunction with Katana Sakana of their Saiyan capsule shirt. It's very good. So all you have to do is come over to our Instagram, and you'll see we'll have the rules of the contest there. It's a very simple entry, and win yourself a Saiyan capsule shirt.
Yeah, dress like me.
Yeah, be like Vince. Donald Duckett like Vince.
Donald Duckett all day long, Saiyan capsules. You win this shirt. You post a picture of yourself, Donald Duck, in that bad boy, I'll send you one in kind. That is 100%
illegal,
a joke.
baby.
Don't ever do that, please.
All right. Anything else from y'all while we're in this cave and these microphones?
Right.
Okay, we were talking about the episode earlier, taking it back to the Dragon Ball podcast. One of the questions we had is, why doesn't Darkness ever fight you? Powerful. He's got telekinesis, can throw rocks and teleport around, make lots of hallucinations of himself. But then when the world's ending, he's just like, nah.
Yeah, Darkness never shows up. He's got this divine fucking power water. Why doesn't he ever drink it himself and go and fight Frieza or Cell or Boo or anyone?
That's right. Where is Darkness after this? Also, where has Darkness been before this? apparently King Piccolo has been there before.
But that's what we're like talking about. We're like, man, the original show is great to watch. I mean, the overall story is wonderful, but some of the sort of like side plots in the middle, you're kind of like, there's some big holes here. I got some questions. Where did that character go?
Oh,
If I can propose a theory in reference something not anime, so I think it might be a Tom Bombadil situation from Lord of the Rings.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm all powerful, but only in my house. So what they got to do is they got to lure Frieza. They got to get Vegeta in there. Like, yeah, we'll fight down here.
Oh, okay. Similar to Bibbidi's tactic against the Z Fighters in the Majin Buu series, which I just watched a couple of fights of. But he transports the Z Fighters to the other fighters' home worlds where they would technically have an advantage. So all we got to do is get Bibbidi Bobbidi and maybe Boo to transport all the villains down there. Or Goku could just use its transmission down the road.
I think it'd be great. I guess the downside is if a villain accidentally drinks the divine water. Survives.
Oh, boy.
That sounds like Goku's MO, though.
Oh, yeah. He's done that before, right? Hey, Cell, here's like a week. Get stronger. We're going to get stronger. You get stronger.
I guess it's like, it's back in the era, too, when the creator was also the main like story writer.
Artist and author, so he's got to do everything.
He's got a lot on his plate, you know. You probably
That's true.
Story or art, or you can't necessarily do both.
I mean, I don't think there's anything Toriyama can't do.
That's true.
So watch your tone, sir.
Oh boy.
That's my boy right there. And for you to say that this is something Toriyama can't do, it makes me cry.
Hey man, he's still doing great work. I just finished the latest Dragon Quest. He did all the artwork for it.
Oh. These guys are real ones, Aaron. They're talking Dragon Quest. They got anime out the wazoo. They got dope-ass T-shirts.
It has been a pleasure and an honor to talk with you in this cave, Sebastian and Tomas.
Yeah, same honor to be on your podcast.
And, I mean, with that, I think we got to throw it back to the episode.
Yeah, I think I see the exit.
Yeah. Is that you? Is that you, Master Korin? Yeah, it's me. Climb on up here. I dropped a ladder for you. You look stronger.
You guys want to come with us? We're going to hang out here.
Korin sounds a little different than I remember, but
I have a cold.
Yeah, I gotta go score some of this ultra divine water, man. Maybe it's legal up here.
It is. I just heard about that.
Yo, you guys got illegal. You guys got legalized divine water.
Vince and I are going to talk about moving to Canada, but we'll be back at this episode.